trying to take Cleveland's heart.
The NBA playoffs have gone completely off the rails. Another staggering comeback in the final minute, and then disaster struck for Golden State. We got it all, so let's start in Cleveland. Down one game at home in a must-win scenario, the Cavs stepped on the court without Garland, Mobley and Hunter in this game, all due to injuries. And check out the reasons. Garland toe, Mobley ankle, okay, and Hunter thumb. Yeah, Kobe must be proud of y'all.
Trainer Gary Vee put it back in place. You can see just there where as soon as he buckled his knees.
Anyway, Mitchell was pumped up and ready to put on a show right off the bat.
As they handle things tonight. Unleashed.
Impressive attack, and the reason that happens is because the ball moves.
Mitchell stops on a dive to spin the fake. Offensive brilliance. Offensive rebound, Wade. Mitchell extra feed. Unreal.
Against all odds, he led the Cavs to a 17-point lead after one. And with this three by Dean Wade at the start of the second, the lead ballooned to 20. However, after a slow start shooting the ball, the Pacers picked up the slack quickly in the second.
Throw line jumper and hits.
And that is one of the few times where TJ McConnell has been able to get where he wants of the Pacers.
But can Haliburton start to pick up his offensive pace? Turner turns and easily is able to shoot over the top.
Indiana, led by Myles Turner, who came up with 11 of his 23 points in the quarter, narrowed the gap to single digits right before halftime. But what followed was another explosion by Donovan.
Pacers ball.
Donovan Mitchell taking their breath away here in Cleveland.
Spida detonates for the poster jam over Siakam to shake up the entire arena. And feeling all confident, Cavs fans started chanting "Overrated" to Hali on the free throw line.
Jarris Walker comes in for Rick Carlisle. Siakam sits.
You see Mitchell trying to calm down the crowd. I don't know if he did that out of respect or out of fear to not provoke the sleeping beast. So just in case, he made sure to keep the foot on the gas pedal in the second half as well.
Look at Mitchell just playing on a different planet.
And it's also their ability to dominate that offensive glass.
Mitchell +1. He's got 25 for the night. Into the corner, Mitchell. He finally connects.
Donovan was a one-man wrecking crew, and when the others joined him, the Cavs' advantage rose up to 20 again.
For Mitchell, beautiful feed, and Allen sticking with it.
Game two. Oh my goodness.
Doing his best Donovan Mitchell impression.
Wow, I didn't know that Strus was a high-flying dunker like that. It was a festival in Cleveland. Nobody was thinking about the three key players on the bench. They were the #1 seed for a reason. The Cavs had a 17-point lead up until the last seconds of the third. But then, the Pacers raced up the floor to finish the quarter on a positive note.
4 seconds, Haliburton sets up Nesmith, corner three. Massive shot for the Pacers.
And they transformed that in the final period as well. Myles Turner used the advantage over the Cavs' small ball lineup to score here. And watch Haliburton being able to stand up after the hard screen by Strus and block Merrill's three-point attempt before throwing a touchdown pass for Ben on the other end. Indiana was coming while Mitchell was left all alone in Cleveland's attack. And with the entire defense focused on him, he started struggling.
Mitchell underneath, Aaron pass. And so the Cavs have missed their first 6 shots to begin the fourth before they can feel the stakes tonight. Desperately trying to avoid an 0-2 series deficit with this thing moving on to Indy. Collision, Mitchell elevates. Back rim, no.
The Pacers used the momentum to keep the pressure on and chip away at the deficit.
And Mathurin on a stick back.
Excessive by any means. I just thought that the Cavs, I should say the Pacers, were just the more physical.
Then, after 3.5 minutes without a bucket, Spida finally stops the bleeding with his 42nd point of the night.
In your mind, you're expecting Allen to be there on the attack.
But Indy's machine was well oiled by now, so they kept on coming. This turned into a back-and-forth battle in the closing minutes, with neither team willing to let go of the rope.
Here comes Strus, a little bit of contact, and he lays it in. Nesmith, corner three, and he buries it.
And that is the one thing.
Nesmith with his 5th triple of the night. Mitchell.
Donovan kept the Cavs afloat from the free throw line. But this is when Haliburton ramped it up in the clutch as he was doing it all series against the Bucks.
Haliburton working into the paint. Masterful play by Haliburton. Can they hold him off here? Final 66 seconds. Haliburton chiseling to the cup.
I guess Mitchell was afraid of this when he made the gesture in the first half. Anyway, he continued racking up points from the foul line. A 7-point lead with 50 seconds to go should be enough to close it out, right? Well, maybe against some teams, but not against the Pacers because...
And just keep in mind what Indiana did in that clincher against Milwaukee. Look at that stick back!
Aaron Nesmith comes up flying for the putback slam on the free throw miss looking like MJ. And 3 seconds later, he draws the offensive foul by Mitchell here to secure another crucial possession for his team. So on the inbounds, they come up with this.
10 seconds. Nembhard. On the wing, Siakam attacks and lays it in.
Siakam makes it a 3-point game, and things went from bad to worse for the Cavs in a split second when...
Oh my goodness.
There's a steal! Nembhard! 25 seconds, unbelievable!
Nembhard steals the inbounds pass, and now Hali gets to dance with Jerome up top.
Haliburton sizes up Jerome, and here he comes to the cup. Contact! And Haliburton is going to shoot free throws.
Ooh, I'm not sure if that was a foul by Mitchell. This is a defensive verticality by definition. But Coach Atkinson doesn't have any timeouts left to challenge the call. So then, the NBA scriptwriters decided to unleash madness.
Haliburton the rebound. 9 seconds. They do have a timeout. Carlisle's going to let him play. Haliburton steps back and hits.
Oh my goodness, Haliburton does it again! The huge rebound after his own miss and then the cold-blooded walk-away 3 celebrated properly, I might add. He's been as clutch as they get in these playoffs. Spida's 48 points, 9 assists, 5 boards, and 4 steals weren't enough as the Pacers pulled off another stunner in Cleveland, snatching both games on the road. They're now in the pole position, shifting the series over to Indiana. And here's what Hali had to say after the game.
Feed off of that overrated chance that the Cavs fan base was giving you.
I mean, overrate that. That one was unexpected. I didn't know we had beef, but good for them, man. That came out of nowhere.
Moving on to Minnesota, where the Wolves had 4 more days to rest than the Warriors, who just finished their back-breaking series against the Rockets on Sunday. But that didn't translate on the court at all. On the contrary, Steph came out as energized as ever.
Curry fades to the corner, quick release, and a splash for Curry. Left corner 3.
Wow, Payton able to swipe that rebound away from Gobert. Sets up Curry for 3.
As he likes to say, boom.
Curry dancing with Alexander Walker. Got it, Stephen Curry, as only he can do.
Curry was hot, you could see the fire in his eyes, but watch him closely on this possession, reaching for his left hamstring before getting the rebound, and then limping on his way up the court. Something was wrong, and although he got the floater to drop, it was clear that the leg was nagging him, so he signals to the bench for a sub. And while waiting to get out, it seems like he transferred his powers to Draymond Green on this pass because...
Fires up a 3-pointer, hits another one. Draymond Green with 2 threes.
With Steph out of the game, Draymond turned into Curry 2.0.
But Draymond Green of the second quarter. Butler finds Green, the hot hand, and he stays hot.
What is happening? Green with 3 consecutive bombs from downtown puts Golden State up by 14 in the second quarter. Meanwhile, the Timberwolves couldn't hit a 3-pointer to save their lives.
They're willing to give him some shots right now, unless Anthony Edwards and...
Minnesota went 0 for 15 from long range in the first half. That's abysmal. Even I would have hit this wide open look. Come on, Nas. So despite losing Steph, the Dubs went to the locker rooms up by 13. Look at the score at halftime, 44-31. Damn, it was a slugfest. Anyway, the third quarter was a lot more productive for both teams, with Buddy, or I should say Alfred, going full Batman mode.
Draymond Green, the hub of the wheel, finds Buddy Hield. Buddy Hield delivers a 3-ball. Edwards now 0 for 10. He's getting to the rim. like he normally does. He can't finish it. Hield in transition. Back-to-back threes. Buddy Hield back to work, and he draws the foul, and that one goes.
Wow, Buddy Hield with 9 points in a row extends the lead to 20 points. Edwards, who was shooting 0 for 10 till that point, finally got something to drop when he decided to put his head down and get to the rim with power.
Guarded by Draymond down the lane, got fouled. The bucket's good, and he's going to go to the line.
He's so strong and shifty, he can score inside at will.
Edwards will drive the other end, all the way to the cup, left-handed, it's up and good.
So, fueled by the Ant-Man, Minnesota cut the deficit to 13, but the bank was still open for Golden State because...
Out to Butler. Butler with DiVincenzo on him. Butler, oh my goodness, he fires it off the glass, trying to draw a foul.
A wild three-pointer for Jimmy, and when shots like this go in, there's nothing you can do about it. And Buddy was still clicking as well. Hield with a monster 16-point quarter leads the Dubs to a 20-point lead heading into the final period. This is when Reed and Edwards really picked up the pace and tried their best to get the Wolves back into the game.
Can get a good look. He's got to take advantage.
Nas Reed hits a three. Gets by Spencer. Edwards is fouled. It goes. Edwards, shake and bake. Edwards drives. Edwards lays it in.
And woke up in the second half, scoring 22 points on 64% from the field, but it was too little too late. The experienced Warriors team knew how to seal the deal at the end.
Catch and shoot. The stroke is pure, and Buddy Hield delivers another big three.
Just run the whole 24 here. Pass inside to Draymond. Layup no good. Butler tipped it in with 33.
While Jimmy was steady as always, both Green and Buddy stepped up when it mattered the most to surprise the Wolves on their home floor. In a totally unexpected chain of events, the road teams are now 5-0 in the second round of the playoffs. And once they get Buddy and Jimmy together to do their post-game press conference, you know it's going to be gold.
No. I'm Batman today. I saved the day. He's still Robin.
I'm still Robin, yes. And Steph's still Batman. And Buttered is still who he is.
I mean, Buttered.
But you had another good game, man. Except for that stupid thing you did at the beginning of the game when you didn't have on the right shorts. It's not real Robin and or Batman-like.
Anyway, they will need Steph Curry to be back into the lineup not later than Game 3 in San Francisco if they want to really have a chance of passing through the Wolves. And the Nuggets will need every ounce of Jokic, the player and the coach, as we saw him thrive in both roles yesterday in their upset against the heavy favorites OKC. Check out the madness that took place right here in this video. Talk to you in the next one. Peace out.